welcome to our video on angelic magical invocations for the full and the new moons in September of 2020. Now get ready for the full moon in Pisces on the 2nd, and on the 17th there's a new moon in Virgo, and we're using Universal Time Coordinated, or UTC, which is basically the same as GMT. It just gets rid of the daylight savings time situation. And we're also using tropical astrology. Now heads up, because there's a delayed harvest moon this year, and therefore the full corn moon will be celebrated in September of 2020. We're going to tell you all about the delayed second harvest, and we're going to tell you about how it will affect not only September but also October of 2020, because there's a blue moon in October. So there's a delayed harvest moon. It's going to be in October rather than in September when it usually is. So we're going to have a corn moon in September. So we're going to tell you about that delayed second harvest later on in this video. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. I'm a Rosicrucian seer, biblical astrologer, Christian psychic, and Gnostic mystic. And this is a Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. Now, regarding the Astrology Angel magical invocations, which we teach, and the horoscope prediction methods, which we give instruction about, it should be used with all mindfulness, since powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed. This is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. All right, now regarding the full moon in Pisces and the new moon in Virgo, we're going to go over September's established full moon is called Harvest Moon. But Harvest Moon is going to be delayed this year because there's going to be a blue moon in October, which is the fact that in 2020 there are 2 full moons in October. Therefore, the full corn moon is being celebrated in September of 2020. Now, usually September's full moon is customarily called barley moon, traditionally from medieval England, because it is the second harvest, also known as Mabon. And also it's called the Festival of Ingathering. It's the autumnal equinox, Rosh Hashanah, and Tekufa Tishri harvest being celebrated by many Hebrew and Christian denominations. And also, it's also celebrated by various spiritual groups and also hoodoo covens. Now keep in mind that second harvest is going to be late this year. Okay, so with both harvest moon, which is usually September's full moon, and Hunter's moon, usually October's full moon, occurring on October 1st and the 31st respectively. So you're going to have a full moon in October on the 1st of the month, and also on the 31st, okay? The following verses from Torah that mention the second harvest of the autumnal equinox, commanding observance and performance of specific duties, okay? Now we have an Exodus 23:16, HCS, also observe the festival of harvest with the first fruits of your produce from what you sow in the field, and observe the festival of ingathering at the end of the year, when you gather your produce from the field. Also, we have Deuteronomy 16:13, also HCS version. You are to celebrate the festival of booths for 7 days, when you have gathered in everything from your threshing floor and winepress. Okay, those are the 2 Bible scriptures that prove that celebrating the harvest moon and the closest full moon to the autumnal equinox is commanded in the Bible, because it's the second harvest. Because no matter if you're religious or not, everybody has to eat, right? You still have to feed yourself and your people. Now, usually when there is not a delayed harvest moon, September's full moon is usually called barley moon, traditionally from medieval England, with corn moon conventionally being August's full moon from the medieval English culture. Wiccans usually call their September moon barley moon, and neo-pagans name September's full lunar phase as harvest moon. Colonial Americans call September's full moon harvest moon also. And Algonquins, in addition, they also name this phrase harvest moon. Now, September's bright moon is a month when the season of a second reaping of various crops is celebrated in sundry places in the northern hemisphere. We have made another video and astrology chart for the festival of autumnal equinox for September 22nd, so please watch that video because Mabon and an autumnal equinox festivals are poignant and wonderfully moody. Now, guardian angelic forces for September 2020 include the elemental archangel Gabriel. And this is Gabriel, okay? Since the full moon in Pisces at 10 degrees 12 minutes is, this is in Pisces the fish. So the full moon is in Pisces the fish in September, and again, it's going to be called corn moon. It's usually harvest moon, but it's going to be called corn moon because everything's delayed a little bit because there's a blue moon in October. So we'll have two full moons, a blue moon, next month in October. But for now, we have this delayed corn moon and a delayed second harvest. Okay, so you can understand that because we're in Pisces, the elemental guardian archangel Gabriel is the elemental guardian archangel for the month of September 2020 for this full moon, okay? Because Pisces the fish is a mutable water sign, being water of water, okay? So it's Gabriel, water of water. And also, we're going to have a new moon that is going to be in the sign of Virgo, Virgo the Virgin, okay? So we have Virgo, where there's a new moon at 25 degrees and 1 minute, and it's a new moon in Virgo, okay? And the elemental guardian archangel for the sign of Virgo is the archangel Uriel. So the archangel Uriel is the mighty archangel that rules over all of the earth signs, And Virgo is mutable water or water of earth. So Virgo possesses the elements of both water and earth, water of earth. So the earth signs, it is the mutable earth sign. So these are the guardian angelic forces that we want you to utilize. And also what we're going to do is we're going to give you the tones for, the healing tones for these two seasons, okay? So these two seasons, we're going to give you two healing tones. So we're going to start with the full moon in the sign of Pisces. Again, at 10 degrees 12 minutes, the full moon, and this September of 2020, remember, it's going to be called a corn moon. It's usually a harvest moon, but because of the blue moon in October, the harvest moon will be on October 1st next month, and there'll be a blood moon or a hunter's moon on the 31st, actually on Samhain or Halloween, All Hallows Eve on the 31st of October. So the second harvest moon is delayed, and it's just corn moon in September of 2020, full corn moon, okay? So again, we've got Gabriel, since the elemental guardian archangel Gabriel, and that is because Pisces is a water sign, and Gabriel rules over all of the water signs. Pisces is mutable water or water of water. Now, the full moon on the 2nd of September in Pisces the fish, it happens at 5:22 a.m. in the morning, and that's using UTC or Universal Time Coordinated, using tropical astrology. Now, the healing musical note in the ancient Western arrangement is B. So you want to use B for Pisces. Pisces the fish, the healing musical note. And with the help of the archangel, the elemental guardian archangel Gabriel, for this full moon, the corn moon, on September 2nd, 2020. And that's your healing musical note of B for Pisces. That's specific for Pisces. Also, for Pisces, what we want to do first is show you what the card is for the moon. The card that represents the moon in the tarot deck is the High Priestess, because it's the path of Gimel, which means camel in Hebrew, and Gimel it's a high priestess that sits between the pillars of Boaz and Yakim. And the high priestess is the representation of the moon, because you see here she has the crescent moons, she has the waxing and the waning, and then she has the full moon, and of course the hidden new moon, which doesn't reflect light. And you see here at her, she holds a scroll that says Torah, because tarot and Torah are the same word, really. It's just they go in a T-O-R-A-T, Torah, and tarot, T-A-O-R-T. See, it's very similar. So it's a very magical card with pomegranates in the background, and you see the crescent moon here, the receptive moon receiving the water, and this represents the ancient planet. They called it the planet. In Hebrew, it's called Levana, of the moon. Okay, and the full moon is considered to be Keseh, or it's called, that's a word in Hebrew. It's also called, because Levana is the Hebrew word for moon, but Keseh is for the full moon. It's also called Shabbat. It's also called Moshiach, is with the full moon. The full moon, the Messiah, Moshiach, or Messiah. So now for Pisces specifically, this is interesting, because for Pisces specifically, we have the moon card represents the sign of Pisces the fish in the tarot deck. And you have a crustacean, excuse me, you have a wolf and a dog, and you have the path. And excuse me, the moon card is representative not of the moon, the planet the moon. It is representative of the sign, specifically of Pisces the fish. So this is the card. These are the cards, tarot cards that you can utilize for the moon and Pisces. Levana, Hebrew, Shabbat, Moshiach, and also Pisces. The constellation of Pisces is called Dagim in Hebrew. Dagim in Hebrew. Okay, and the elemental archangel Gabriel, because Pisces is a mutable water sign, Gabriel rules over not only the moon, but Gabriel rules over also all of the water signs. So Gabriel rules over the planet, the ancient planet of the moon, and Archangel Gabriel rules over all of the water signs, and is the archangel of the watchtower of the west when you're using the coordinates on the ground, terrestrial coordinates. Okay, and celestial coordinates, Gabriel rules over the northern celestial quadrant. So it's different whether you're talking about celestial or terrestrial. All right, now, next we're going to show you for the new moon on September 17th, there is a new moon. Okay, there's a new moon. And the new moon is going to be on the 17th in the sign of Virgo the Virgin at 25 degrees, and that's 1 minute, Virgo. Okay, here. And the moon, again, it's Levana. Now the new moon is called Rosh Chodesh in Hebrew. Again, moon is called Levana, and the tarot card for the moon is the high priestess that sits between the pillars of Boaz and Yakim. of dark and light, and also she represents the ancient planet of the moon. Okay, and it means camel, gimel. Gimel is the Hebrew letter associated with this card. Okay, so the new moon is called Rosh Chodesh in Hebrew. Rosh Chodesh. It's very important. It's a very important Hebrew holiday every month that is celebrated. Rosh Chodesh. Also, the elemental guardian archangel for Virgo is Uriel, because the archangel Uriel is the archangel that watches over all of the, and presides over and rules over all of the earth signs. And that's according to the Golden Dawn assignment of archangels, which assigns Saint Michael, the archangel, to the sun, and assigns Uriel to the north and the earthly qualities, and is the angel of the cold, dry winds of the north and the north quadrant. We're talking about terrestrial north, okay? Because north is water and celestial, and earth would be in the south in celestial, but in terrestrial, Uriel is in the north for earth, okay? So we're talking about earth. Where is earth in the terrestrial is in the north, and earth in the celestial is in the south, okay? Now Virgo is again a mutable earth sign. It is water of earth, very nurturing, very, very nurturing. Now another resource is Cornelius Agrippa. According to Agrippa, he mentions that Uriel is the guardian of the north, of the earth signs, yeah? And he says he has another name, I think it's N-A-D. I'd have to look that up again. I'll get that to you next time. Nadriel or something like that. It starts with an N-A, and it's that or Uriel. And we're not talking about Ariel. We're talking about, which is an A-U-R-I-E-L, which is for a planet. This is Uriel, U-R-I-E-L, for the north. Now I know there was a poem, I believe, written by Milton, that said that the archangel Uriel was the archangel of the sun, but that's according to a creatively, kind of, it took creative license and made Uriel an archangel of the sun. But you can do anything with creative works, but because Uriel is not mentioned in Torah, only I believe Gabriel is mentioned, and I believe Michael is mentioned, I believe. So there's only 2 archangels mentioned. I know Gabriel is one of them, but Uriel is not mentioned in Torah. So Agrippa does the assignment of earth to, and the north, the terrestrial north, to Saint Ariel, or the archangel, guardian archangel of earth, Uriel, and who presides over all of the earth signs. Now, for Virgo, the tarot card that is associated with Virgo is the Hermit. Okay? The Hermit. And this is the Rider deck. It's the Rider-Waite deck. And this is the Hermit from that deck. And these are the jumbo cards that I got here. And remember, for the moon, even the new moon, it is the High Priestess, because the new moon is behind this full moon, the waxing moon, and the waning moon on this side. Okay? And because the new moon does not reflect light, it is considered, the new moon is considered dark, and it is considered to be the anti-Moshiach, or the anti-Christ, because Moshiach, which is the full moon, and the full moon means Christ, and it's he who is anointed with crocodile oil. It was the pharaonic anointment of Pharaoh, and the presidents of the United States are anointed in that way. At least they used to be. And also It is an anointing of a Messiah or a Christ or a Moshiach. Now the Antichrist or the anti-Moshiach would be the new moon, the dark moon, the pillar of Boaz, which is going to be in Virgo again on the 17th of September 2020. So understand that the Antichrist, the dark pillar, and the Christ, the light pillar, Boaz and Yaakov. So these things are all have to do with astrology, and they all have to do with what is written in all our holy books. Has everything to do about astrology. Religion's all about astrology. Okay, so just understand that. If you don't understand that, you'll never understand it at all, because it's what it's based on. Because the age of Pisces, Pisces the fish, the divine tone of Pisces in the Golden Dawn system is I believe. That's the divine tone, the divine name. I believe. What do you have to do? You have to believe in Christ. You have to believe in the full moon. And you have to be frightened of the new moon that's behind it. But you can't have one without the other. You cannot have, see, you have white and dark, and in the middle you have color, and you have life, and you have enough changes to create life. Without this movement, it's like a battery. This is exactly like a battery with a cathode, you know, and an anode. You cannot have one without the other. The light pillar, Yaakov, the will to bestow, and according to Kabbalah, and the will to receive, the pillar, the dark pillar of Boaz, the will to receive, will to bestow, will to receive. Otherwise, there's no movement in life. So that's all very important. Now, for the healing tone for the new moon in Virgo, you're going to want to go ahead and call in Uriel. And this is going to be a receptive type of healing rather than a projective type of healing. Because the full moon is for projection, because the light projects and the darkness receives. So what you want to do is have your card for Virgo, which is the Hermit, and you're going to want to have the card that represents the moon, because it is represented by the pillar here, and it's behind the High Priestess's full moon. Okay. And you're going to want to utilize the healing tone of C. This is C, that is for specifically Virgo. This is for Virgo. So we're going to play that for you now. And that is healing for Virgo. That is healing for the sign of Virgo. Okay, well that should help you to get through this month with the full moon and the new moon. So we have our full moon, our full corn moon. Remember, it's a delayed corn moon in Pisces on the 2nd. And then we have our new moon in Virgo on the 17th. So, and we have our archangels we have Gabriel for the full moon and the delayed corn moon. And we have Uriel for the new moon in Virgo. Full moon in Pisces, full corn moon delayed, and we have Archangel Uriel, which is the new moon in Virgo, because they're the archangels that rule over earth and rule over water. Now, Gabriel will catch up and do a double shift in October, okay? because again, in October, there's going to be a blue moon, so make sure you stay tuned for that, because we're going to have some interesting things about those moons, and also about some lunar mansions, and we're also going to talk about Samhain and Halloween next month. But enjoy your corn moon and your full moon in Pisces and your new moon in Virgo. The information found in this document and in this video is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I have committed to memory. Please like, tap the bell for notifications, share, subscribe, and make friendly comments. Thank you for joining us, and please join us again.